Let's go. Oui, ça, je passe la porte. On venait de battre le boss. Enfin, le premier boss. Le dieu des illusions. Mais merde.
Caves.
Sauf s'il n'y a pas le son du jeu, c'est pas pareil. Et c'est toujours aussi beau. Regardez-moi ces petits effets d'eau.
I wonder, can you see the faces too? They're there, if you look for them. Senua.
Mother? Senua, you have the sight. Just like I do. Once you can see into the underworld. The underworld and all the souls within it will see you. Don't be afraid when they speak to you. I will always be here to guide you.
Did you see her? That was her mother, Galina. She was a priestess, a healer. She taught Senua to see the weave that binds the world together. And it was beautiful. It was a time before the darkness. But when it did come, it first came for her mother. Senua still sees her face from time to time, hidden in the world. Like she's still watching over her. She misses her so much.
He's stronger than you.
Merde.
Finish this. End it now.
Shit.
She finished him.
Le bouclard.
We're winning. She's so weak. They can see you're weak. Take him down. Take him down. Get him now. The gate. She needs to go back. She can't. It won't open. Why won't it open? Why won't it open?
There's another challenge.
She hasn't challenged Cette.
Je vais éclater ça.
The Northmen say that in the beginning there was nothing
ça, je me souviens.
but darkness, bitter cold to the
C'est
north,
parti, deuxième partie.
fiery hot to the south. They say the cold formed ice, which melted from the sparks from the south. The power of the darkness. Cette, the fire giant, has answered. He comes from a land older than mankind. And the Northmen call upon his flaming sword to raise their enemies to the ground. You weren't expecting that. Find him, Senua, and spill his blood.
Oh, peut-être discuter avec lui, non? Autour d'un feu.
She found the wretched old fool on her way back from the wilds. An outcast. He was badly burnt all over. She took pity on him, for he was not long for this world. Like her, who spoke of his own darkness. The Northmen.
Visage dans la fontaine. Dans la fontaine, c'est
Senua, we each walk these lands gazing towards different horizons, some of us further than others. Your father cannot see what you see, but there is nothing wrong with seeing the world the way you do.
Pardon. deuxième. Phew.
I can still smell it. Sweet, sickly stench of burning human flesh. And I still hear their cries carried in the wind. Do you hear them too, Senua?
Yes, I heard their screams, and I still hear them now.
Ah. Je dois un truc qui fasse ça.
You can hear the rings.
Ah.
The path to Hellhand is sealed to the living, but you already walk amongst the dead. Look towards the gate, and you will see that it has opened. When they first came to my lands, I knew enough of their tongue to beg for mercy, and they took me as a slave. I wish now that they had slaughtered me like the others. I rode their storm of fire, death, and slavery to many lands. This darkness you speak of, I know it well.
And I'm still here to fight it.
Oh pardon. Pardon. Je suis tellement dans le jeu que j'en oublie de respirer. Ah, mauvais bouton.
Too slow. You're winning.
Je gagne rien du tout. Moi aussi, je suis en train de gagner en fait. Oh là là, elle m'a raté. J'avais pas la distance. Allez, viens là, viens. What?
It's nearly behind you. You finished it. They've surrounded you.
Prends la distance. Oh, je vais tellement t'enchaîner, mon gars. Oh là là.
When you see a fire gate of soot, know that only a sacrifice will stoke the fires of Muspel and let the dead walk through. Find the fire, Senua, to follow the path to soot.
Faut que je brûle des trucs, c'est ça.
Hell will not give you the answers you want. But you mustn't look away from the horrors it does offer. Because you cannot overcome suffering if you refuse to look at it.
What's happening? Where's the fire gone? Where's it gone? The fire's disappeared.
It was everywhere.
Maybe it was an illusion. It was a trick. The fire. Cette is through there.
For you. He's waiting for her. You can't get through. How will she get through?
She'll need to find another way.
Truth said, find your own path.
There's always another way.
There's always a way.
Find your own way.
You just have to find it. Truth is waiting for you.
It was never going to be that easy.
He's waiting. Cette
Is waiting for
can't
you.
get through. Find him.
The pyre.
The Northmen tell this story. Before the Earth was created, there was a world called the Northmen tell this story.
Désolé, j'ai lâché le bouton.
Before the Earth was created,
Mais j'aime pas trop
there was a
Chacun
world
que je trouve, ça
called
met en blanc.
Muspel.
J'en ai raté plein.
Because it was in the south, it was bright and hot, flaming, burning. Sparks that flew out from Muspel became the stars. Other sparks melted ice in the frozen world of Niflheim, creating the body of the first giant, Ymir. Muspel is one of the 9 worlds, and is now the land of the fire giants. And people from elsewhere cannot endure a journey there.
Another gate. Another gate.
She needs to find it.
Another fire sacrifice.
Another fire sacrifice.
Another
Find the fire, Senua, to follow the path to Surt.
It's too far.
She'll never find it. She'll never make her way back.
She needs to remember the way back.
What happens when she finds it?
Everything will burn.
Concentrate on where you're going. She needs to remember the path.
Everything will burn, then how will she find the way back?
She won't. She won't be able to tell.
The Northmen made fire sacrifices, burning slaves like me to reveal the path to Cette. I searched for meaning in their suffering, in their eyes. But they just screamed like helpless pigs.
Bon, ça va cramer dans tous les sens.
The Northmen say that the defender of Muspel is called Cette, the foremost of the fire giants. His name means the...
C'est ma deuxième mort. Débile, toujours. J'espère que je garde la rue.
Guard and Midgard, waging war against all the gods. He will be victorious,
Merde, oh là là.
and then burn the whole world with fire.
C'était... Fallait que je cours par là, après en forêt j'étais un peu du perdu. Voilà, c'est vrai qu'il faut pas que je me retrouve.
Answer your prayers, Senua. I asked the gods for mercy, all of them, even theirs. None answered. In the end, I set myself free. Defy the gods, Senua! Find your own path, like I find mine!
My gods abandoned me! I am alone.
Donc non, donc on a bien vu qu'il était filmé Dart, Durt, on s'appelle, oh merde, j'entends des flammes, plein de flammes.
Find the fire, Senua, to follow the path to Cette.
Un balle là-bas.
The Northmen of Hell worship the Devourers, insatiable gods of darkness. I come from Erin, Senua, where I once followed my own gods, the Tuatha De Danann.
Why did you abandon your gods?
Senua, I was a man of knowledge, not a warrior. To survive, I did things. Bad things. Like you, Senua. The man I once was has died. And when that happens, even gods you worship can die with you. Northmen say that the defender of Muspel is called Cette, the foremost of the fire giants. His name means the Black One, because he is like something burnt. The Northmen believe that he sits at the border of Muspel with his flaming sword, and at the end of the world he will leave his post. He will travel to Asgard and Midgard, waging war against all the gods. He will be victorious, and then burn the whole world.
Ah, mais c'est le Ragnarok qui est sur ces dieux-là. Ok, d'accord. Ok, donc il faudra que je cours tout droit là-bas. La porte, elle était où? C'était comme ça, ok. Je pense que je l'ai, j'espère. Oh putain, je vais battre contre les mecs. T'es pas morte, toi, t'es pas morte. Non, non, t'es pas morte. Où est-ce que je courais, moi? Voilà.
You say your world has collapsed. Good. Let it collapse, and have the courage to shed your tears. Raise your world to the prime!
My world is dead.
Only then, as with a newborn, will you see the world anew.
No, I see nothing now.
Oh là là, j'essaie de trouver des bonnies. Je me dis que les programmeurs sont fous, ils ont dû mettre des trucs là, mais... Mais non, mais non. Pa-pa-la-la-la. Trois, faut que j'en trouve. Eh ben, dis donc. Dommage que je connais pas le nom des rues. Parce que là, je vais devoir dire... petit T, petit P, grand P,
Tell
petit
me
P
truth.
plutôt.
How did you escape your darkness?
Senua, once I found my purpose, I was no longer enslaved to the suffering I had to endure to reach it. Unclouded by fear, I could see it clearly in others. Even my captors feared the fire of Cette. And so, during one raid, I took my chance and ran, knowing that they would not follow. A fool ran into the fire. They left me for dead. Maybe they were right to. But here I am. Free.
I'm glad I found you in the wilds. I wouldn't have made it without you.
C'est faux, il sera arrivé comme une bande.
The Northmen believe that the world will be destroyed someday. They call it Ragnarok, the destiny of the gods. Asgard will be attacked by Cette and the fire giants. A monstrous wolf will swallow the sun, and the gods will fight in vain against their enemies. There is nothing they can do to prevent it. But Odin ever seeks knowledge and magic, hoping to find a way to postpone that dark day.
Non, trop loin, c'était dans la maison. Non. Attends, faut que je trouve le petit P. Ils sont pas très gentils les voix. Oh, super construction en bois là-bas. Ok, de ce côté. Tu es là. Ah tiens, mon premier bot de pub. Est-ce que j'ai envie d'être célèbre? Je peux acheter des followers, des primes et des viewers. Sur quoi? Followingbot.com. Followingbot. Comment passer de 2 vues à 350 000 vues et Twitch qui te dit bon bah je ferme ta chaîne.
Senua, if I can survive the fire of Cette and escape my darkness, then so can you.
On va se partir.
Run, Senua! Run! Through the fire! Keep running! Go on! Nothing will stop you! Run, Senua! Run! Run, Senua! Through the fire!
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This darkness takes everything. Everyone.
Senua, are you sure you want to do this? We can fight this together, side by side. We always do.
This is my battle. I have to face it alone, away from you.
Where will you go?
I don't know.
For how long?
I don't know.
I believe in you. You know that. Just promise me that you will come back to me. I want you to say it. I want you to say it.
I will come back to you. I promise.
Come on.
Spill the blood of Cette, take his mark, and I will cheer you from the underworld and forever be in your debt.
You destroyed everything, everyone, but not me. Fight me now.
Je sais pas s'il faut l'énerver en fait. Bim bam boum. Au final, je savais que j'aurais dû commencer par lui, il était plus simple que le deuxième.
For every battle won, a greater battle takes its place. And so it goes.
Ah non, j'avais besoin du miroir.
Until we fall. And in the end, we all fall. gods have their time. Yet we still go on. Why?
I made a promise, and I will go to hell to keep
I
it.
die free, knowing you will carry my stories with you. I have fulfilled my quest.
Yes, you have.
When the darkness comes, I vow to guide you in this life and the next to fulfill yours.
Then I will see you in hell.
Be ready to face horror in the eye, as I have, to find your answers, your quest, your truth.
Druth was a troubled man. Scholar turned slave. They tortured him, took him with them on their raids, drove him to madness, spreading this new form of darkness to new worlds. To my world. Senua saw a deep connection form between the Northmen and the darkness. His tales of hell were true. Then that was the source of it. She learned everything she could from him, until she too could see what he saw.
Je me suis trompé de chemin.
Have you ever died before? It's a serious question. When the illusion of self is shattered, you simply cease to be. Though it may not seem that way to others, you know when it is true. You can feel it. A stranger in your own body. An imposter. And nothing is the same ever again. Senua has died before. And she will do so again. You can be sure of that.
With the mark of Valravan and the mark of Cette, you may cross the bridge over the River of Knives to Helheim.
Why is she waiting?
Open
Open
the
the
gate.
gate. Open
No,
the gate.
don't. No, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. Don't open the gate.
Darkness.
Don't.
She's done it.
It's so dark. It's dark. The darkness.
Only the dead may cross.
Only the dead may cross
Only
into
the dead may cross.
Truth? Anyone?
There is no one here but me.
Not you.
Did you think that I would let you go? That you lost me back in the wilds? I will never let you go. You can't get rid of me. I am your shadow. And I will be watching when you draw your last dying gasp.
I'm not ready to die.
You will be when you see what they did to your dear beloved.
Damien!
In this waking nightmare, where all dreams come true, you searched for control, a way to pull through. When you were in love, you left him in tears, to smother your furies and banish your fears. But in darkness they came, through stormy black seas they raided these shores. Do you still hear his screams? And now that you're home, he's so far away. They've taken his soul. To these gods you cannot pray. They can break you, but not your promise. Even death won't keep you apart. Through his darkness you will find him. In your sword still beats a heart. You fought for love unspoilt by your darkness within. You fought for your dreams. Now there's no way to win. In the head of his corpse lies the seat of his soul. So you must carry his vessel to bring him back home. They can break you, but not your promise. Even death won't keep you apart. Through this darkness you will find him. In your sword still beats a heart. The darkness touched you. Everyone could see it in the hollows of your eyes. A gaze averted from life. You ran from it but brought it nearer. Led it to him. An endless suffering, worse than death. And you wanted to surrender, abandon him to find peace with the gods. No. The darkness won't allow it. So you will walk into the lair of the beast. Look it in the eye, and you will go to war. This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
J'y viens, je t'attends.
The gods made you a warrior for a reason.
You can do this.
It's your calling.
We're winning.
road ahead. The only one that makes any sense.
La Senua, elle est colère, elle est colère.
Every gate you open into darkness brings another change.
Get up quick! She's hurt! She won't make it!
Oh shit. Je suis pas contre le moment. Ouais, tout ça, ça touche. Oh, what? Faut que j'arrête de bourriner comme un débile. Oh là là.
She's so weak. They can see you're weak.
Quickly get up! It's not over. It's not over. She finished him. Finish this. End it now.
Ah, j'ai fait le gros déjà? Putain. Poisson S X.
The journey to Helheim is never a straight one. Each must find their own path. Align yourself to its secrets, and you will find yours.
However you come to the gold-covered bridge that leads to Hell, you may find it guarded by a giantess. She will ask your name. She will ask your lineage. She will ask your business. The Northmen tell of the warrior woman Brynhild, who leapt into fire and rode to Hell to join her slain love Sigurd, and is challenged by the giantess.
Attends, je vais faire apparaître l'escalier. Proche. Ouais, ça sert plus à rien. Oh! Ça, c'est pas de l'endroit caché, ça. Oh.
Oh, Senua. Your father does not hate me. He just fears the souls in the underworld. He cannot see that they are already afraid. But I am their healer, and I must answer their cries for help, even if it displeases him.
Okay.
Hela possesses large dwelling places in Helheim. Tall are her walls, high are her gates. The name of her dish is hunger. Her knife is famine. On her threshold all will stumble. Her bed is called sick bed, and her bed hangings are called flames of a funeral pyre. They say she is easy to recognize, half black and half the color of flesh, and her face menacing and grim.
Yes, the source of the darkness. It's coming. This is your moment.
I'm sorry. I can't watch this.
What are you doing? You're showing weakness. You're not a warrior. You're a disgrace. The gods will punish you for this. Pick up the sword. Pick it up. Fight the darkness. Fight it. Get up. Get up. Get up and fight.
Stormy seas and lost souls. She's dreamt of this before. They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts and fears, as seen by our inner eye. But what if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake, and we only see what our inner eye creates for us? Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people feared seeing the world through her eyes. Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
You failed the gods. You're pathetic. Rotten. Cursed. What were you thinking? Did you really think you could win? How stupid can you be?
So stupid.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
The shadow hates.
Look at you. A warrior. Worthless. Weak. Pathetic. Go on. Feel sorry for yourself, because there's no one left to do that for you.
Everywhere. You failed. What's that?
Take it. If you're too much of a coward to fight, then end the suffering.
It could all be
Broken and lost. Just like your sword.
Come on. There.
forgive everything and face that which torments you, only to find that it is worse than you could have imagined. Why go on? Is it really so weak to ask this? Or are we just so afraid of the honest answer that we do not dare pose the question? Sometimes the answer lies in a memory, a feeling, a song.
It's not real. It's a trick. It's not real. It is real. Listen to it.
Don't give up.
Did it's
Not like this.
it's not real. It is real. It's a trick. Don't trust it. Maybe you're already dead.
Who are you?
Do you still believe in me, Senua?
No, it's
Enough.
It's a trick. She knows it's him. It's a trick. He's already dead. You know it's him. He can't be here. It's impossible.
Come to me. Please.
The light. Go towards the light. It's him. There he is. It can't be him. It's just a trick. It's in your mind. No, he's here. It's in your mind. It's real. It's happening. Go towards it.
C'est pour ça qu'on est venu. C'est pour ça qu'on a souffert. Il est là, mais arrête de bouger. Ah non, ça va, il se va aller.
There it is. It's Dylan. He's gone. He was too slow. How could you? Keep going. How could you? Keep going. Ignore the pain. I told you it was to trick you. We told you. Where are you going? See, there's nothing to follow. Come on.
Before she first met him, she was not in a good place. Just a teenager, but not like the others. Barely functioning, she rarely left the house. Her father's in-bell made sure of that. Only occasionally did she venture out on her own, collecting firewood and herbs. Errands out in the Orkney Plains. That was her world. Like this one. Barren and lonely.
It's already disappeared. Nothing lives here, not even you. It's It's in your mind. You think you can see it, but it's in your mind.
There he was, the lone figure of a boy.
He's there, under the tree.
Sword play under the shade of a tree. She remembers the first time she saw him. To her young eyes, he moved as if dancing, and the world danced with him.
He's there. The tree.
The gloom lifted. For the first time in years, she felt a ray of hope.
Je suis un peu du père sur la plage là quand même. J'ai pas pris le bon chemin.
Day after day, watching from afar, she mimicked him, perfecting her own secret dance, wishing those fleeting moments of light would stretch out to last forever.
The Northmen tell of a great hero.
Oh, même pas.
His name is Sigmund. His father's hall was built around a great tree, and one day, Odin comes and thrusts a sword into the tree, a gift to whomever can release it. Many try.
How does he so effortlessly court the world and bliss? If only she could do the same. See the world through eyes anew and dance with it, just like he does.
What's your name?
Senua.
I haven't seen you before.
I don't leave home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait. Who taught you to fight like that?
No one.
No one?
Well, I watched you, and...
You learnt all of that from watching me? You should become a warrior, you know.
Me?
I'm Dillian. I'm here for the warrior trials. Just come and watch. And bring your sword.
You can't put it into words. That moment when you look into the eyes of the one who's supposed to reassure you, make you feel safe. It only takes an instant. Fear swallows you before you have a chance to make sense of it. And darkness becomes a part of who you are.
You killed him.
But her world changed the day the Northmen took him from her. Senua knows that there's no going back to how things were. That there's nothing to go back to at all.
Stay still, stay quiet, hide, don't tell her.
Their gods can see into your mind. They will use this power to destroy you.
They won't stop me. I can still feel it.
Whatever's left of him, they will never let him go.
I'm not gonna let him rot here!
You're the one rotting here.
Leave me alone.
You will die here.
No!
And all your suffering will have been for nothing.
Shut up! Dillian? Is that you? I'll find you, my love. I promise.
Can you see him? You want to believe. Is he for real? Is he there? You're alone in these mountains. Is that Dillian? Nothing lives here. You won't survive. You met him by the tree. She met him by the tree. Maybe it's a sign, the tree. What's he trying to tell you? He's waiting for you by the tree.
A sword that can slay gods. Its name is Gram. It was forged by the god of all Northmen, Odin, and gifted to Sigmund, a great warrior.
I need this sword. It's important. Can you help me?
The sword appears whole, but it is an illusion. It shattered into shards long ago. It is said a great warrior can reforge Gram by answering the trials of Odin, one for each shard. The roots of the Tree of Death will take you to new lands where you will face the trials.
Go to the shard. Go to the shard. Go to the shard. What's the shard? Find it. It's the metal runestones. It's in front of you. Find it. The metal. Where is it? Find it. There it is. Focus.
Je pensais qu'on arrivait sur la fin, en fait, maintenant. On va devoir refaire une épée. Pour tuer Ella.
It's not safe.
A king in the north forced the dwarves to make a sword that would never fail and never rust, and that would slice through iron and stone and bring victory to its bearer. But the angry dwarves cursed it. It would be the death of a man every time it was drawn, and it would be the death of the king. Let me tell you about the sword Tyrving.
I don't recognize this place. Where are we? Where is she?
It feels wrong.
Where are we now? Burial mound. So strange that we go to such lengths to bury death. Something so very ordinary, inevitable. It's as if we conspire to hide death, because we have no answer for it. But when it comes, and forces itself onto our friends or loved ones, then comes the reckoning.
Senua, you remind me of a story that the Northmen tell about a young woman warrior. Her name is Hervor, the daughter of a berserker, born after he was killed. She's a wild, willful child who teaches herself to fight with weapons. When she learns where her father is buried, her only desire is to reclaim the treasure buried with him, but above all, the sword, Tyrving.
J'ai raté tellement de monde. Je m'en veux.
Dillian, I'm here. I'm here for the trials. Like when we first met, remember?
He's gone. Where's he gone? Where's he gone? How did you let him go? There he is. Dillian, there he is. Finally.
You found him. What's wrong? What happened? Can you hear me? Just wait there. I'll find you.
What's happened to him?
J'espère qu'elle a fini cette torche.
I'll find him.
Was Not Dillian.
Dillian's calling to you. Can you
Where
hear
is
him?
he? Where is he?
He sounds like he's getting further away.
Have you lost him?
You're going the wrong way.
Are you lost and have you lost him?
Where are you? Turn left.
Turn right.
Over this way.
What was that?
This way. Follow this way.
Nothing.
Where are we? Don't touch the walls.
You don't know what they might do.
Turn back.
She has to keep going.
It's not safe here.
She has to keep going.
If you go down there, no one can save you.
It's too scary.
I can hear him.
Herva disguises herself as a man to join a band of warriors, and soon becomes their leader. When they come to the island where her father is buried, her men do not want to go ashore. They say that evil haunts the island, and that it is a worse place by day than other places are by night. Fearless, she lands alone. There are many grave mounds, and all of them have ghostly flames burning over them. She comes to the grave mound of her father after passing through these ghostly fires, as though they were mist. The flames I passed through were real enough. Damn the Northmen to hell.
Find another way. It's not working.
You have to use your mind. Where can you go?
You're failing. Find a
Think. Focus. Use your mind.
Where's he gone? He disappeared. Look, slip through your fingers once again.
Think clearly. You have to find
You
another
don't
way.
recognize it. Don't doubt yourself. You'll never find it.
She doesn't recognize it.
Yes, you do. You know where you are.
She doesn't.
Listen for his voice. Listen.
Dillian, where are
Listen
you?
for his voice.
Dillian. She can't hear.
Does everything look the same?
Looks the same.
Something's different. Look for clues.
What is it?
What's different?
There's a clue.
Light the torch.
Light it.
Look for the torch. Light it.
What can you see? It will help you see.
C'est pas le même bouclier là.
Where are we?
She has no idea.
We're going round in circles.
You have fallen in.
You think that sound is doing the same?
Looks the same.
Something's different. Look for clues.
What is it?
What's different?
There's a clue.
Let her think.
No, don't let her think.
Space. She just
no.
She doesn't think. Don't listen to them.
Just us. She needs us to help her.
Think clearly forever.
What are you going to do when the torch runs out?
Wander around until it gets
It's not him.
It's not him.
We told you. We told you it was a trick.
That voice doesn't sound like Dillian.
What's happening?
Quiet.
It's not him.
He wants me to find him. I'm lost without him.
It's not Dillian.
That doesn't sound like Dillian.
It sounds like something more dangerous.
That voice. It's not Dillian.
Something evil.
Dillion wants me to face my fears. Father? I'm leaving.
Enfin, je suis tellement dans le jeu que je dis
I think it
rien.
will be good for me.
C'est le stream Let's Play. Ou sous. Non, Let's Play.
It's the darkness. It's speaking through.
No, Dad, it's me. I think I can beat it. In my own way.
I can see the darkness in your eyes, child.
I met a boy.
Boy.
The chief said so.
No.
He said he could help me.
It's a trick.
He said I could be normal.
Normal?
Yes.
No boy is going to save you. No one can. When they see the rot growing inside you,
No.
they will turn their back on you. The gods can only fix you through my hand. You're going nowhere.
No.
You will not defy the gods.
Il est pas gentil, papa.
Come, child, take my hand. Come. Senua.
I am leaving.
You cannot escape the darkness. Your curse will make everyone suffer. You will have blood on your hands!
It's done. You did it, but there's more. Keep going. There's more. You're tired, but you have to keep going. There's still more. There's always more to do. It's not going to be easy. Can you do another one? It's too much. Have you?
Est-ce que je récupère un
She
truc
hasn't
pas
got the energy. No. Too much to do.
J'étais censé ramasser des morceaux d'épée, quoi. Ou alors c'est agricole, ça se passe dans la tête. Elle se renforce pour pouvoir récupérer l'épée.
I saw once a plague strike northern lands of ice. It was so terrible that not the oldest man among us could remember the like. Hundreds died. The sickness took nearly every person younger than 40 and many older. And where dying mothers gave birth, the marks of the plague were on the babes as they came out of the womb.
Where are we? I don't like it. This place feels...
What is this place?
This place feels... It's... creepy. Creepy. It feels wrong. It feels strange. Where is it? Where are we? Turn back. This is wrong. This has to be wrong. There he is. There he is. The light. Go towards it. He's in the house. Find him. Don't let him disappear this time. Don't let him down. He's going in. He's disappearing. Follow him. Don't let him disappear. Where's it gone? Keep going. It's just a trial.
It's a test. Like the old warrior trials. Dillion will help me.
The stench of rot. She can almost taste it. Do you smell it? No. Don't worry. Not everyone can. It was a warm spring day when she went to the river with Dillian and the others. But the water, she could taste the rot. But no one else could. She knew something was wrong, something sinister. She begged them to leave, but they just laughed at her. But soon enough, as the bodies piled up, no one was laughing. And they knew that she was not like that.
It doesn't finish until you get to the house.
Before he disappears, Senua.
You have to get in.
The Northmen speak of a death moon, a light shaped like a half moon that appears inside a house and goes around the walls. I once saw the death moon appear at a farm, and first the shepherd died, then a guest died, and then the farmhands, and then the farmer and 6 of his men drowned at sea. But that is not the end of it, because the dead return to haunt the living. If you see the death moon, then beware, because there will be death in that house.
La porte. La porte.
That's it.
You did it. She did.
It's not done yet. Just a small piece of the puzzle. You found a way
To climb the tower.
the ladder.
Quick. What now?
You can see it, aligned to the truth. The bridge.
Oui, mais non. Oui. C'est chaud. Pas la
She did it.
Did it? You fixed the bridge.
She fixed it.
You passed the trial. Get to the house.
You succeeded.
Ouais, ouais.
Senua! Come to me. Where are you?
I'm here. I'm right here.
Are you in there?
Where is he?
Come out if you are.
You have to find him.
The runes.
Focus.
Dillian! They're coming for me.
It's too much. Someone's calling you. Someone's calling you. Then what's Dillian? You can hear Dillian.
It's Dillian. Go to him.
Dillian.
Go to him. He's trying to save you. There it is. It's close. It's close. Move away. Senua, move away. It is. Go towards it. Run. Focus.
Find it.
Focus. Run. Run now. Save him. Senua. Don't let it. You came through the wrong start to burn. Where's your sword? What shall I do? This is taking
too long. Can you hear him? You're lost. You have to find them. Where are they? This is what death feels like. The light. Go towards it. Focus. Look. I have to find one
Oh non. Le noir va encore augmenter. Ah bon? Shit. J'en ai jusqu'où? Presque au bout du bras.
There it is. It's close. Move away. Senua, move away. You'll die. Run now. You've got them. Where's the door? I have to find a way out. Find the gate. Get out. Run. Look at you. Don't let it see you. It's coming. Move away. You're lost.
Ah merde. Putain, j'ai pas la passer la séquence. Putain, ça c'est pire en pire, c'est pas bon ça.
There it is. It's close. Run now! Run! It's not safe here. Run! You don't have your sword. You came through the wrong door. Where's your sword? Are you going to defend yourself? Is that creature? You can't defend yourself. It's Dillian. Find the creature. Where's Dillian? Where are we? I can't find you! You're dying. You're lost. You're dying. This is what death feels like.
Voilà, par là. On va esquiver les chaînes. Shit. Shit. J'ai tué la porte, bravo. C'était plus simple que ce que je croyais.
Senua!
Senua! What happened?
They're blaming me for the plague. They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
How would they know such a thing? Are they gods? None of us are. They're just people. Good people, but they're scared. They're afraid of what they can't see. Like children scared of the dark. They make up stories to fill the void. That doesn't make them true.
What if my father was right?
You have to step out of this darkness. Let them see who you really are, like I have. You're not a monster.
Without you, this darkness has made me a monster.
What if this is pointless? What if you're wrong?
What if we're wrong?
What if this is the end? It's just a trick. It's just a pointless test. You've been fooled before, you could be fooled again. Being tested. You don't know. It's just their game for you. You never know which way it's going to go.
I want to tell you a story about a god of the Northmen called Balder. The second son of Odin. He was beautiful, good and wise. He was fair of feature, he spoke fair words, he gave fair judgments. Light shone from him. Only good things were told of him. Yet he was the first of the gods to die.
Ouais, mais c'est parce qu'il voulait mourir. Je l'ai vu dans God of War 5. Il voulait ressentir quelque chose. Il a ressenti la douleur. Ah, petit là.
The bridge. You've come this far, but the bridge is broken. There's no way you can fix it. What do you do now, Senua?
Je vais te montrer, moi, si je peux pas faire un peu.
Face. What is it? What does it see? Get closer. Stay back, don't touch it. You're curious. Where are we? What is this? It's the same. It's another world.
Là, je peux y aller.
It's lighter. It's nicer. I like it here. Can we stay? Let's stay here. I like the way it feels. It's safe here. The bridge. It's not broken. It's fixed. What happened? The bridge is fixed. Let's cross it.
The Northmen tell this story about the death of Balder. It begins with dark dreams. Night after night, Balder dreams of his own death, and the gods fear for his life. So Balder's mother makes everything in the world: fire, water, iron, stone, earth, wood, beasts, birds, serpents, poison, sickness. Swear an oath not to harm her son. One by one, they each make their vow. Neither weapons nor wood will injure him, Balder's mother boasts. Only Loki, father of Hela, the mistress of death, is not amused.
Sacré Loki.
It's locked. Try harder. She can't. The gate. She can't. She can't. She will. She'll find a way. She will.
There's always a way.
through it.
It's dangerous.
Follow it.
What's behind the gate?
Where will it take you?
It's not safe.
Dillion.
There he is.
There he is.
What are you waiting for?
Quick, find a way.
Find him.
Go through.
Before he disappears.
Dillion, don't lose him.
Slip away too. Where is he?
Where's he gone?
We're in the wrong world.
He's not here.
She's in the wrong world.
He's
He's in the other one. He's in the other one. He's in the dark world.
The dark world.
The world once seemed so simple. Black and white. Darkness and light. Narrow dividing lines of our own making. Dillion taught her to see further. To peek through the cracks and see the worlds of color stretching away from the gloom. And Senua explored new paths into the unknown.
He saved you. He saved you.
That's you.
The gods feast and rejoice and amuse themselves by throwing spears and stones at Balder, striking at him with sword and axe. But he comes to no harm, whatever they do. The gods never cease to wonder at this great marvel. But Loki shapes himself into a woman and asks Balder's mother, "Is it really true that all things promise to keep him safe?" "I did not ask the mistletoe," Balder's mother confesses. "I thought it was too young."
Not in this world.
Oh dear.
You can't. Do you remember how he made you feel?
Remember. Est-ce que tu te souviens? Oh oui, je me souviens. Comme ça fait par là.
Do you even remember?
His love is guiding you.
Je peux monter au-dessus. Non mais la porte est fermée. Donc non.
Do you remember what love feels like? Do you remember the way he looked?
Je suis sûr que c'est dessiné dans un endroit à con.
Do you remember the way he touched you?
À l'ombre. Ah oui.
Senua, you've got it.
Why isn't he here?
He's gone.
He's in the dark world.
He's gone to the dark world.
You're in the wrong world.
He's in the other world.
The dark world.
Without you. Everything has broken implode.
You've killed him with your love because he believed in you.
You have no chance.
There he is.
Where are you taking him?
He's up there. How do you get up there? There's a way. There is a way up there.
Find the way.
She can do it. You're nearly there. Just find the way.
Ouais, c'est moi que je dois aligner là.
Your curse has claimed Dillion.
Poor Dillion. He didn't know. He was kind.
Comme ça. Ah, j'arrive plus à...
He led you astray.
You should have listened to your father when you had the chance.
Why didn't you listen to him?
This love has tortured you,
And it tortures me.
Ah, merde. J'ai relâché.
You had that loved you. You squashed it, strangled it, flattened it.
the curse cannot be undone.
Loki makes a dart out of mistletoe and goes to the gods as they throw things at Balder. The blind god, Huth, was there. Loki asks him why he wasn't taking part. Huth says, I cannot see where Balder stands, and even if I could see him, I have no weapon. Loki replies, here is a wand. I will tell you where he stands. And Huth throws the mistletoe at Balder. It pierces through him, and to everyone's horror, Balder is killed. And for this, Huth is slain.
Darkness.
The Northmen tell how the gods mourned Balder. His body was to be burnt on his ship, but they could not manage to push it into the sea, and sent for a giantess to do it. She comes riding a wolf and has vipers for her reins. She pushes Balder's ship into the sea with such force that the ground shakes and the rollers burst into flames.
Years had passed since she left her father. She trained hard alongside her friend, Dillian. She saw things no one else could. Patterns, shapes, movement. An intuition that made her an exceptional warrior. Friendship turned to love. But the shadow of darkness never let her go, and she was caught between two worlds. That of Zinbel and her past.
She's doing
In Dillian. Future.
special. She thinks she can.
Two realities
Nothing.
tearing at her soul.
Special. Waste of time. Could all be a waste of her time.
What if the gods are just
Playing.
What if the gods are laughing at her?
Messing with her.
It wouldn't be
Be the first time.
Alors, où est-ce que tu te planques? Ah, juste là. Ah oui, mais pas dans le bon sens.
Dillian didn't believe in the curse. Dillian.
Overcome with grief, the gods send Hermod to ride to Hell and ask Hela to let Balder return home. All the gods are weeping, he says. Are they? Asks Hela. We shall see what is truly missed. If everything in the world will weep for him, he shall go back to the gods. But if even one thing refuses, Balder stays with me. The gods send messengers everywhere. Weep for Balder, weep him out of hell. And everything wept. Men, beasts, earth, stone, trees, metal, everything. Except for a giantess they find in a cave.
Wow.
Balder was never my friend, she says. Let Hel keep what she has. The Northmen say that the giantess must have been Loki in disguise.
He was the only one she could trust. Could she trust him?
Regarde. Regarde quelque chose, mais je sais pas quoi. pas de l'autre côté. Ah mais ça, attends, il répond. Ah oui mais attends, je peux pas le voir. Je vois si je peux monter avec l'autre visage. Allez. J'ai dit allez. C'est pour ça que j'ouvre les portes en fait.
Do you know? Was it worth no time for this? You'll speak live and Dillians. These rooms deserve to be desperate as the heart. They've set you trials to distract you. They've set you up and now they're going to watch you. What if these trials mean nothing? The God's laughing at you.
Vous pouvez pas la laisser tranquille, la pauvre petite. Pas pour vos petites pitchounes.
What if they are just to tie you up to make you weak before the battle? You saw that she was strong. What if this is pointless? What are you doing?
The Northmen tell how the gods punished Loki for Baldur's death. They captured him and took him to a cave. They fetched his 2 sons and turned one into a wolf, and he ripped his brother apart. The gods used Loki's own son's entrails.
Ah, zut. Il y a une au-dessus. Il y a même cool dessus. Oh putain, vache. Chaque coup de venin qui sort de douleur, la merde, qu'est-ce que c'est? C'est trop fort. Putain.
Curse. And now the darkness is swallowing you both.
Si seulement je l'avais vu.
She should have listened to her. Why didn't she listen to her father? She thought she could defy him.
Ah non, on recommence.
Dillian!
Mais j'arrive.
Very, very careful.
Dillian never much cared for the underworld and looked dimly upon the druids, like her father, Zinbel. I guess he took after his father, a chieftain who believed nothing he couldn't see, and he happened to be blind. She felt safe in Dillian's arms, learned to see the world through his eyes. Slowly, the darkness that had bound her so tightly began to unravel.
Be quick.
There he is. Be careful.
Good.
That's it.
Quicker.
Ça y est. J'arrive. Et là.
No! No!
Where's he gone? It's your fault. He's disappeared. You've lost him to the sea. He's gone. You've lost him to it. He's gone to the water.
Pour une fois que je l'avais attrapé, ce connard. C'est pour ton bien qu'on veut te choper.
Senua, your father cannot understand your darkness. He cannot see through your eyes. No one can. My own father was born blind. Doesn't have the faintest idea of what the night looks like. The word dark to him means as little as the word light. So someone is afraid of the dark. Should we fix them by taking away their sight? Would you give up the beautiful world that you, and only you, can see just to be rid of your nightmares? Or is this the price you pay for the gift you have? A gift that makes you so special in my eyes. Just another part of the person I know.
I left for the wilds to protect you from my darkness. Because I love you. But it made it worse. I'm so sorry.
Killing you would be too easy. They're taking your memories to torture you.
They're taking you from the inside.
You're disappearing one memory at a time. Every time you remember, it disappears.
They're going to take everything.
They're not yours anymore. They're going to take everything you have. The memories are ghosts. They belong to the gods, not to you. They're eating you from the inside. They want to kill your soul. They want to crush it. They want your body. They want your soul. They want your mind.
The Northerners say that their Allfather, Odin, gave his eye in exchange for a drink from Mimir's well, the well of wisdom. In blindness, there can be wisdom. Only by giving can you receive in return. For this reason, I give my life and pass on my stories of the Northmen to you, Senua.
Where am I? I can't see. Who's there?
Can you hear me? I'm right here. Can't you see me?
No. Help me.
Breathe slow.
It's the darkness.
Stay still. Empty your thoughts. Tell me what you feel.
The breeze.
Good. Then there is a way out.
I can't tell where it comes from.
Yes, you can.
The others. The voices. They've gone.
I'm still here.
It's so quiet. So dark.
It's okay. Listen to your own breath. Feel it rise and fall. Good. Be aware of everything you hear and feel. Let your senses guide you.
I can't go on. Lillian?
Find a way. I'm not leaving you here.
think I'm somewhere else now. The breeze has gone.
Use all of your senses. Let the world speak to you. What do you hear?
I hear water.
Go to it.
I've reached the water.
Good. That's your way out. Follow it upstream.
I'm so sorry. I thought I left this all behind.
Don't be sorry. It's not your fault.
He was right. It's inside of me. It won't let me go.
Senua. My father. He taught me that the hardest battles are fought in the mind, not the sword. You're no coward. He proved that to me in the warrior trials. This is just another battle. You can beat it.
This isn't your bet. You don't have to help me.
I want to. Besides, you are going to be a great warrior one day. We need people like you.
Okay. I'll do my best.
I know what you're thinking. He's not really you. It seems there's no escaping the past in this place. And so she's forced to relive it. To what end?
There is a house. I don't know what's inside.
Don't be afraid.
There's something in here.
Do you see it? No. Then it cannot see you. Quietly move past it, one step at a time.
It's not following me.
Leave it behind and keep moving forwards.
suis un peu en train de faire une retour vers le futur là. Putain, là. Ce passage fait flipper plus que plusieurs films et jeux d'horreur que j'ai fait ou vus. La mise en scène est juste magique. Et avec un truc tout simple comme du flou et tu vois pas à 3 mètres. Hop. Je m'arrête pas, je m'en fous, je m'arrête pas.
I think I'm in a house. It stinks of death.
The darkness is testing you. You are in control.
Ok.
There's a well.
Don't turn back. You're getting close.
Delia. Help me.
Come to this. Yes, I can see you too.
Si vous pouvez pas disparaître, ça serait génial.
She could spend hours, days even, trapped within herself, in the dark.
You see me?
Yes.
Your eyes were open, but you were gone.
And when it finally let her go, she could be anywhere, with no memory of how she got there.
When it comes for me, I have no power over it.
But here, for the first time, someone was there to help.
But I heard your voice. You brought me back.
You found your own way back. All you needed was a little help. A little hope.
Je crois qu'on a fait toutes les épreuves là.
You've done it. The warrior trials.
Go get the sword. You have to get the sword.
With grammar reforged, you will have Odin's blessing to walk, a goddess, into the halls of Helheim and challenge Hela as an equal.
So Dillion was helping me. And the sword will lead me to him. Like when we first met.
Oh, ce serait beau. Après, l'ambiance du jeu, c'est pas trop le genre de fin à laquelle il faut s'attendre. Mais pourquoi pas? Pourquoi pas? C'est là.
Dillion gave her the strength to pass the warrior trials, and she saw a way out. To leave her past behind and become a warrior in Dillion's clan.
Go back. It's not safe.
The sword is tainted by the gods of darkness. Leave it.
No. He left it here. He wants me to take it.
You will pay a price for this.
But years later, with Zinbal's parting words still haunting her, the darkness came back with a vengeance. Plague.
Dillion?
Everyone suffered.
My father was not supposed to die like this.
Do you see it clearly now, Senua? The suffering you've caused.
This is your fault. You brought this plague to us. You have blood on your hands.
They're coming for you now.
They're coming.
Pas grave.
To get you.
J'ai Zeus
Hold your
fort.
heavy strike. Hold it. Hold the heavy strike. Hold it. Release the sword. Focus is coming back. You won.
J'ai pas besoin de faire.
There's nowhere to run to.
In the sea of corpses, the corpse waved through itself over the ones I loved. The ship broke up under them. The ship that had sailed from the land of shining fields. Their memorial stone is sacred. Come not here in the sun. Come not with a sword. Come not crying over a naked corpse. Come not with disturbed mind.
She's lost. She's lost. She doesn't know where she's trying.
Do you hear the suffering, Senua? Does your precious gift of sight let you see the souls that rot here in this sea of corpses? Do you feel the blood running cold on your skin? Do you hear their endless cries? Do you smell their putrid wounds? sisters, and loved ones. Look at what you have done to them. All because you were a coward, because you ran from your curse instead of facing it. When you turned your back on your father's Zinbel, you turned your back on the gods and let the darkness wreak havoc on your people. Why must they pay for your heresy?
Ouais, mais... Allez.
Who is it? Galena?
Where are you?
Do you hear, Senua?
It's definitely her.
Do you hear the voice of your mother, Galena? She calls for you, Senua. Go to her. Answer her pitiful call.
The darkness took her life, and it will take yours too. It's taking you further and further.
Mama! I need you! Help me!
You're dead. You both surrendered to the voices.
Your dear beloved mother was powerless against the darkness when it came for her. She too had a sight. She too doubted the gods and let the darkness infest her. But she didn't run. She escaped the only way she knew how. She gave her life to the gods.
If only you had done the same, the world would have been spared this horror.
It's not too late. She's calling for you. Why don't you join her?
Get up quickly! Get up!
It's not over. It's not over. Keep going. Must remember, she can focus. It's building. ended.
Why do you still fight on? Maybe you too should suffer with your brethren in this rot and let your blood seep into the seas and the rivers of hell. Isn't that what you deserve after all you've done? Give the darkness what it wants, let it swallow your soul and destroy all that you are. Why are you fighting for someone who is already dead? Just look around you. What hope is there for him, even if his soul could be rescued? Do you think he would thank you for what you have done to him, to his friends, to his father?
Oh la vache.
You're both dead. You both surrendered to the voices. The darkness has taken you. Galena and Senua. Galena and Senua.
You are lost. There's nothing you can do. You're dead. You're both dead. Mother and daughter dead in the sea of corpses.
Corpses. I can't fight it anymore. Not on my own. Where are you, Mother? I want to be with you.
That night, she gave up on her world to follow in the footsteps of her mother, to go to a place where the darkness couldn't reach her.
Alors qu'elle avait promis.
Senua. Look at me.
Do you hear them? They're calling for me.
We've lost so many. And I've lost my father. I can't lose you.
You said it. I have blood on my hands.
I didn't say that. You've done nothing wrong.
Symbol was right. Everyone will suffer.
Symbol is a fake. He is a hateful, bitter liar. He's poison. And his words still haunt you. Who do you trust? Him? Or me? Do you still believe in me, Senua? In us?
C'est super bien fait les vidéos qui sont incrustées.
Come back to me. Please. Don't let this darkness come between us.
The hardest battles are fought in the mind. He gave her the sword with which to fight in more ways than one. And she gave him her word, never to surrender. All she needed was a little help. A little hope.
Je me demande si je dois continuer. J'en suis à 5 heures de jeu. Je sais pas si je suis proche de la fin ou pas. Je me demande. Je me dis, coup au travers de la gueule de Ella, puis on a gagné.
Into the mountain.
Can you see it?
Shall we tell her where to go?
It's not far. Go on. Look up. Just up there. Listen to us. Sit.
Shall we tell her where to go?
Shall we?
Does she know which way to look? Does she know the way to the mountain?
She's a good girl, isn't she? Look. So clever. Did you miss us? Oh, she did. She did.
Glad we're back.
She's so glad we're back. Go on.
Which way to go?
Go up. Go up. Go up into the mountain.
There's a door.
You can do it.
You can see it.
Come on, Senua.
Go away. I'm not listening.
I will tell you of a great hero named Sigurd, son of Sigmund, no less. Born after his father's death, Sigurd is cared for by the dwarf Rain. But Rain does not love the boy. Instead, he plans to use him for his own ends. You see, Rain's father possessed a great treasure given to him by the gods. But Rain's brother, Fafnir, killed his father and took the gold all for himself. Fafnir hid the treasure out on a heath and could not leave it. And from the evil in his heart, he turned into a dark creature, a dragon.
C'est ouf. Droite ou gauche? C'était gauche. Ah merde, on descend pas?
What is it? She can feel it.
Trop tard.
Don't open the door. Don't go in. Don't turn back.
What's in there?
Get back! A great beast guards Helheim. Garm is its name, and it knows you are here, Senua. It can smell your stink. What are you afraid of, Senua? How will you save Dillion if you are too much of a coward to step into the shadows?
They can't stop me.
Then do it!
She can't make it.
The beast is stalking you from the shadows. Your sword is useless here. Don't be fooled. The beast is still here. No. It's a trick.
Mother, do you hear that?
Don't fall for it.
It's me, Senua. It's so loud.
It's not her.
So full of hate.
It's a trap.
I just want to help them. Tell me what to do. Your father wants them to go away, and he only hurts me to silence them. But he's gone now.
They always come back. He says I will die if I go with them. They say that I'm already dead.
No,
And they want me with them.
Stop!
That's why they crawl through the walls.
Don't listen
Do you
to them.
see them? Do you see their faces? He's coming! Senua! Help me! Help! Get me out of here! Don't go!
Where has she gone? She's disappeared again.
She shouldn't be here. She escaped the darkness. She took her own life to escape it.
She can't remember when it started. When her mother lost her smile. Her eyes gazing past her towards a world she could not see. This is what happens if you reach for the underworld, he said. It was a lot to take in for a child. And the first time she felt the cold chill of fear. I don't talk much about her father, Sinbel. I suppose I just didn't want to risk upsetting her. But it doesn't matter now, does it?
Je suis pas sûr que je prends le bon chemin là. Après, je te dis que...
She has to keep going, go towards the light. She can make the time to get to the light. Don't listen to the beast.
The darkness will come for you.
Petit bar.
She can do it. She can't do it.
The light's gone out.
Run! Run! Get through it as quick as you can! The panic is here! What was that?
Oh, je me dirige vers là-bas.
You have to rest here on your side. She's stuck.
Okay.
She hasn't found the rooms. Stay in the light. Stay. Get to the next light. Let's go quick. Run. You must run.
Je pense qu'il me faut de la lumière pour voir les...
Fire. There's fire. How will she get it? Fire. She has to go towards it.
On va pas aller chercher tout par là. Ok. Oh, la torche.
Take it. Now she can find the room. She can find it. The light. See it. She has found it. Where is it? Now you're free to search. Now you can see it. It's here.
Je vais foutre de la lumière partout, hein.
The light will guide you.
C'est ça avec un stalactite, non?
Can you feel them? Can you see them? Where are they? She can't see them. She doesn't know. Look! Use your eyes. Where is it?
Comment je fais pour...
What are you waiting for? Come on. Why is she waiting? Keep doing it. Go.
Ah, ça s'en est une, ça. Avec le reflet dans l'eau. Ah, ou alors il faut la lumière.
Hidden in plain sight. She hasn't. You haven't. Come in. Where's the next? I can feel the thing to fight. Why? These pointless rules. Waste your time. Do you think this is so they're meaningless. Your mother's here. What if you collect them and there's nothing behind the door? Save Dillian. This is just another trick. Just another trick. Just to distract her from her real mission.
Rain the dwarf's sole desire is to possess this dragon's accursed treasure, and he uses Sigurd to reclaim it. He tells Sigurd the story of Fafnir's gold, and the good-hearted hero promises to slay the dragon if Rain would forge a strong sword for him. Sigurd remembers that his father once possessed a sword given to him by Odin. Odin broke the sword to bring about Sigmund's death, but Sigurd's mother still has the pieces. And so Rain reforges the famous sword. Sigurd uses the sword first to avenge his father, and then he and Rain go in search of Fafnir.
Il n'y avait qu'une des ruines ici. Oh. Oh, ça c'était dommage. Oh. On traverse. Donc je suis de retour dans le couloir. Voilà, je suis parti là, je t'ai passé là, on passe par là. Ah voilà. Je peux allumer les lumières. On peut tourner en rond là. Si. Non, non, c'est pas la porte que je veux, tu peux pas l'ouvrir. Arrête de faire l'andouille. Pas de chemin. C'est pas là où j'étais tout à l'heure, ça. Donc, je vais par là. Ça, c'est ma sur là. J'avais toujours c'est tourné en rond. Continue.
She can sense it. Shh. She's lighting the torch. It's not gonna help her. She's lighting the torch. Like it's safe to keep darkness. Do you think you can keep away from it? Tender source. He's a better fighter. Stop it.
Ouais, c'est un gros.
Focus.
Oh shit, on était pas tous ce que je croyais.
Take him down. She didn't. You can't go anywhere without your light. Take the torch and move.
La torche là. Ah. Deuxième lune. Où es-tu? Ah, elle est par terre. Je sais pas quand ça arriverait par terre.
She has it. She did it. She's done it. Well done.
This place. It reminds her of the isolating, suffocating darkness that she lived through as a young girl. Imprisoned in her room at night. Faces in the dark, coming through the walls. She once thought everyone could see them. I mean, that's what children say all the time, isn't it? That there are monsters in the dark. By the time she realized that only she could see them, her father was in Bell. Could see the monster in her.
Oh, je suis trop petit. Je peux pas. pense même pas qu'ils étaient fous pour en mettre un aussi loin. Je pense qu'il faut que j'arrive à aller là-bas. Ça me ramène. Ça, je peux pas l'ouvrir. En bas, toute première que j'ai faite. Là, c'est là où j'ai récupéré la flamme. Je vais passer par là.
The dragon Fafnir is so large and deadly that it would be impossible to kill him face to face. But each day, Fafnir crawls across the heath to find water. So Sigurd digs a pit in the dragon's path and lies in wait in it. When Fafnir slithers overhead, Sigurd sinks his sword into the dragon up to the hilt. Sigurd leaps from the pit, and Fafnir sees his killer. He warns Sigurd that the treasure will lead to his death, as it led to the death of all who owned it. Sigurd replies that death comes to all men, and every man would want to be wealthy until that day. And he takes the treasure.
Mais ça, je t'ai déjà fait là. Je vais pas un autre moyen de passer. J'ai déjà fait celle-là. Celle-là, c'est bon. Là, au final, c'était la rune machin. Celle-là. Ça passe par là. Où est la dernière rune? Comment j'y vais? Tout ça c'est déjà fait. Oh là là, premier truc où je me retrouve coincé. On enlève la chaîne. Je vais faire un impossible. Non, je suis de nouveau à l'entrée. Ok, bah, on a tout fait quoi. Faire tous les chemins pour voir par où je suis pas passé. Donc là c'est la porte que j'aimerais passer. Parce que je suis capable d'avoir un truc là derrière. oui, ça c'est en bas. C'est par là où je passe. C'est ce qui apporte la lumière. Et de l'autre côté, c'est le même. Là et là-bas, ça fait un couloir tout simple qui amène là devant. Là on est c'est qu'on a fait. Peut-être un endroit par là où je l'ai été. C'est donc ici. J'étais passé par là, et après, non là-bas, que là. J'étais juste passé sous l'eau et flipper sa mère.
Torch is going out. No, it's not. It's going out soon. She hasn't got much time.
Ah, mais voilà. Allez, que je monte.
Slow.
Mais non, mais non.
The darkness will come again.
Je peux allumer ton autre. Là, bah, tout simplement là.
Do you feel it? The beast is crawling into your mind, searching for weakness. It found your mother and used her to trap you in here.
Did you see her die? I don't remember. I was only 5. They told me she escaped the darkness, and she's with the gods. But what if they lied? What if the darkness took her and trapped her here?
She can get her mother out. Her mother doesn't exist. Where is her mother? It's just another trick. Don't
Allez, go.
Stupid girl.
It's a trap. The beast is coming. Stupid baby.
Run away from me! Nothing!
What have you done?
No! No!
You've lost him. It's over.
The darkness. You've lost him. Get it out! Get to the light!
Without his head, you will never bring his soul back. His fate is sealed. Now it can see you at your weakest. The time you suffered as a child at the hands of your father Zindo while you pined for Dillion. Do you remember that darkness, Senua? The beast is bringing it back.
Mother, why did you leave me? This darkness, it's spreading. Father's keeping me away from the others. Away from Dillion. I won't give up. I'm not going to rot in here. I'm going to find Dillion.
ça, je vais peut-être y aller.
The beast is down there.
No, no. She knows the beast is down there. She's coming towards. He's always. Where are you going? You're never safe from him.
You can feel him.
Be careful.
She needs to find Dillian.
She lost it and she has to find it. The torch, alright.
Une petite sauvegarde s'impose. Ouais, c'est une sauvegarde automatique, ça va. Je pense qu'on va s'arrêter à la recherche de la tête perdue, qu'on reprendra la prochaine fois. Hein. Parce que là, ça commence à faire long et je commence à avoir faim. Alors on va s'arrêter ici. En tout cas, moi je trouve que le jeu il est génial. L'histoire aussi. Et pareil, toujours comme pour les histoires mythologiques, qu'est-ce qu'ils avaient fumé? Les mecs ils se disent quand même... on va raconter l'histoire d'une fille qui a des pouvoirs et elle cherche l'âme de son amour perdu, mort. En plus, quand on voit comment il est mort, c'est un peu horrible. Mais donc justement, il faudra attendre la prochaine fois peut-être pour retrouver sa tête, retrouver son âme, retrouver le bonheur perdu. Je pense que j'y jouerai très très rapidement. Parce que je veux savoir la fin, quand même. Et bon, il y aura peut-être d'autres jeux entre, mais la fin d'Hellblade, on l'aura. Et je pense que je vais attendre le 2 avec impatience. En tout cas, il n'était qu'à moi de vous souhaiter une bonne soirée et peut-être à plus tard, si je restream d'autres jeux. Sinon, ciao!